We have an open door. You will have an open door. You will have it. Have it forevermore. You will have an open door. You will have an open door. You will have it. Have it forevermore. Thou shalt have an open door. Thou shalt have an open door. Thou shalt have it. Have it forevermore, forevermore. You will have an open door. You will have an open door. You will have it. Have it forevermore. You will have an open door. You will have an open door. You will have it. Have it forevermore. You will have an open door. You will have an open door. You will have it. Have it forevermore. You will have an open door. Open door. You will have an open door. You will have it. Have it forevermore. You will have an open door. You will have an open door. You will have it. Have it forevermore. Hey, you will have an open door. And then walk have an open door. You will have it. Have it forevermore. You will have an open door. You will have an open door. You will have it. Have it forevermore. Holy Ghost fire, fire follow me. Holy Ghost fire, fire follow me. Like on the day of Pentecost, fire follow me. Oh, like in the day of Pentecost, fire follow me. Holy Ghost fire, fire follow me. Holy Ghost fire, fire follow me. Like in the day of Pentecost, fire follow me. Oh, like in the day of Pentecost, fire follow me. Holy Ghost fire, fire follow me, follow me. Holy Ghost fire, fire follow me. Like in the day of Pentecost, fire follow me. Oh, like in the day of Pentecost, fire follow me. Anya maka hụ na ntị maka nụ na ihe Chineke kwadoro ndị ya. Anya maka hụ na ntị maka nụ na ihe Chineke kwadoro ndị ya. Papa were aka gị zi n'ụwa o. Ị kwadoro m papa were aka gị zi n'ụwa o. Ị kwadoro m papa were aka gị zi ndị ụwa. Ihe kwadoro m papa were aka gị zi n'ụba o. Ihe kwadoro m anya maka hụ na ntị maka nụ na ihe Chineke kwadoro ndị ya. Anya maka hụ na ntị maka nụ na ihe Chineke kwadoro ndị ya. Papa were aka gị zi n'ụwa o. Ihe kwadoro m papa were aka gị zi n'ụwa o. Ihe kwadoro m papa were aka gị zi ndị ụwa. Ihe kwadoro m papa were aka gị zi n'ụwa o. Ihe kwadoro m papa were aka gị zi ụwa o. Ihe kwadoro m ha. Ihe kwadoro m were aka gị zi ndị ụwa. Ihe kwadoro m papa were aka gị zi ụwa o. Ihe kwadoro m papa were aka gị zi ya. Ihe kwadoro m were aka gị zi ndị ụwa. Ihe kwadoro m anya maka hụ na ntị maka nụ na ihe Chineke kwadoro ndị ya. Anya maka hụ na ntị maka nụ na ihe Chineke kwadoro ndị ya. Papa were aka gị zi n'ụwa o. Ihe kwadoro m papa were aka gị zi n'ụwa o. O dadi na-emere m ihe ọbụla. Ihe niile dadi na-emere m ihe ọbụla. Ihe niile Chukwu na-emere m ihe ọbụla. Ihe niile o ihe niile. Igbo bụ Igbo. Igbo bụ Igbo birikweni o. Ụtụtụ ọma, ehihie ọma, mgbede ọma, depending your time zone. Anyị ga-adị ka echi maka na echi adịghị agwụ agwụ ka anyị na-agwa ya ọ bụrụ na isonyebụ. What are you waiting for? Click the like button. Subscribe, comment, share. Ya anyị na-ekwu na nke ikpeazụ oye elu. If you are just coming across our channel for the very first time, you are welcome. This is Kelenna TV. We are live. And we are direct. Bringing you the gospel of redemption by your doorstep. Find a make common sense. The reason I'm running Marifa. If you can't marry, if you can't get school. I'm not if you need for KG, we're not. I just want to make common sense as always. What's my name? What's my name? Ikechukwu nnọọ nna maka mele. Kenechukwu nnọọ nna amaka mele. Kenechukwu daalụ Jerry nnọọ nna. Ngozi nnọọ nna. Oliver nnọọ nna. Lucky, greetings from here. Greetings from here. Greetings from here. Amaka Maelon. If today is your first time coming across our channel, I am a content creator and political analyst, a preacher of the gospel of redemption. And keep us while we are only asking God for anointing to preach this gospel to mankind. Christian Norian, greetings from here. Makamele. Kenechukwu daalụ Makamele. I ain't got up here also. I ain't got the brief. I ain't got direct. Imana, we have been coming. I bruchakwa nobi to make a comment. Banyere the video of Eggman, where they have just captured one, maybe two. So you can do well and hit the like button. That is, if you haven't done that, you can do well and share the program. so that those that don't know, that they may know. Chris Biafra son, no rien, no, Ngozi no rien. You can share this program so that the likes of that man that felt maybe in an Eggman and his gang, including Ogo 247, that he may see it and they have a rethink. Because no Osina fire mabata, mabagana frying pan. OBC Sawai is not in Omakamele, Charles is not in Omakamele. Somebody should hit the like button and share this program that it may get to that man that he just left frying pan and into fire. Don't worry, he will feel the fire around propaganda, but he will let her know that I am just a preacher. Don't forget consequences when men deliberately undermine the truth. Don't forget. Don't forget heavenly immigration border control. Don't forget. Anyway, Jackie and okay. Anyway, Jackie and okay. Divine separation is ongoing. God himself is presiding over the separation. So, I need to support USB declared. I pray for you. May you see reason to begin supporting USB declared. You are not doing that because of Dr. Ngozi Arabeze, whom is in charge. You are doing it because it is the right thing to do. Is Dr. Ngozi Arabeze perfect without mistakes? The answer is no, because no human is perfect. But standing by her, standing with her, standing with USB declared, but the only thing you can do as a man whom is guilty, as a woman whom is guilty. You are guilty because Ebema is in Namdekan not today. Hygienist is not in Ebema today on Eba because of you. He is carrying your burden. He is carrying your burden. Ebema today. It was because of you, or it is because of you. Life sentence. Oh, maka you, Kejiwebu Daya, no Medugrikas, no Sokoto, Ebona today. And people like this man that went to Eggman should know that he is guilty. He is guilty. Let him go and support USB declared. He is guilty. Every Igbo man is guilty. I don't know how you see it. Every Igbo woman is guilty. I don't know how you see it. Nnamdi Kanu, based on if I am obtainable on social media, or put a day for his own personal gain, or put that it may be well with Ndibo. Or put that it may be well with Ndibo, no matter how you look at it. So you are guilty. Support USB declared. That is the only way to go. Before I play you that, I will want to analyze a video. I would like to say something. But before I say something to that video, let us listen to this one first. There is news this morning from Hello, Ejimako. Morning phone BBC Pidgin. Now, where is BBC Igbo now, self? How can I BBC Igbo? BBC Igbo kanokwe. Yeah. Obaka Norian Nobara Norian. How about BBC Igbo kanokwe? Yeah. BBC Igbo kanokwe. Listen.
We were praying and hoping, and we worked very hard for acquittal. Not because he no get lawyer, now he make the judge convict them. No. So whether you bring 10 lawyers, 10 senior advocates of Nigeria, or whether you bring one or you bring 100, they go still do them as them like. Anybody we like Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and we believe say no do anything to warrant the kind thing where happened to them yesterday. That person, if you know they cry outside, they go they cry inside. But another thing why I go tell you, be say, you get as this case come, they go. At some point, we can't hold meeting. We can't say, you get how this case they go. It be like say they don't predetermine the outcome. We don't know who predetermine them, or we know talk say that judge predetermine them. So for this Nnamdi Kanu case, we can't suspect say they don't make up their mind too. Sometimes they say everything as strategy, and advice where we give them for secrecy, no be and why go come they talk for camera. So it be like say everybody come decide say the go carry less risk. Make it no be like say we be undertaker. Now lawyer carry and go slab. Now lawyer carry and go the person where they do an injury. And he too, he agree. Everybody agree. Say that defense where he go give himself and be the best. And luckily for us, the man no book. He dey learn quick. The only thing we remain for was Nnamdi Kanu and law degree. And if he go law school, na first he go carry. He don't understand law well. Better pass some lawyer self. I been the talker. Say the case pass judicial, it pass legal. That case now for political matter. It be political matter. If you carry and go court, you go pass every judge. It pass that judge. This Nnamdi Kanu case, it pass court. Now case for President Tinubu na go settle am. So now today we can't double up, can't hurry, get the CTC of the judgment. CTC means certified true copy. You cannot go on appeal without getting that CTC. For Monday, we don't knock for court of appeal door. If we no do them for Monday, Tuesday, no go pass. We were.
When I know how you heard of appeal, but don't wear something open as if the thing has been predetermined. Predetermined. Let us listen to it again. But let us not listen to it. You can still go back and watch it. Now, because of Ifo Okuru, let me read something out to you from the angle of Omo Elesogure. Going forward now, you will be seeing videos from us going front and back to some particular thing. Pay very close attention. Because what is very, very important to follow it as it comes. Now, because of what he said, network, let me refresh. Okay, let me not refresh first. It's when they could refresh. Call it Adapam. You talk about Okuru no deka. Ebesiani Iba already. Because of that in Okuru no deka Ebesiani Iba. Let me read this thing again to you. Okay, now connect the dots. Let me read this thing out to you. And he wrote, the Tinubu regime has secretly transferred Nnamdi Kanu to Sokoto prison. Yes, they have already planned it. Their intention since yesterday was to move Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to a notorious prison based in the northern parts, where his safety cannot be guaranteed. I can confirm now that he is already in Sokoto prison. They openly said he should become a king. They openly said he should become a king if taken to Kuje Correctional Center in Abuja because, according to them, Igbo people and his supporters would turn Kuje into a place of pilgrimage. That is why they are desperate to keep him far away, isolated, and vulnerable. It is also why they activated their cronies to start selling the illusion of renowned hope for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, a physiological tactics to keep the public calm while they execute their darkest agenda. Their plan is simple. It is to keep your hopes alive just long enough for him to die in custody. They have no intention of releasing him, not even for political calculation or electoral convenience. They have no intention of releasing him, not even for political calculation. Okay, I have read that part. I have said it before without fear. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's greatest enemies are the politicians from his own region. They fear his influence. They fear his connection to the people, and they want him silenced permanently. This is why they fought tooth and nail to frustrate our free Nnamdi Kanu now protest. Do not say, I did not warn you. His own greatest enemy, both his own people, both politicians. The greatest enemy of those that told us that they are freedom fighters is the same people claiming to be freedom fighters. The greatest enemy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, according to Omoyele Sowore, bụ ndị Igbo, bụ politician. The greatest enemy of Igbo freedom fighters or freedom fighters bụ those that is fighting for freedom. And Barrister Law Ejimako talked about predetermine. No, they can conclude when ikpe before abịa. And Omoyele Sowore pointed it out too. If I do be putting the dots together. Now, let us go to another. I've been playing this video, but I have not been allowed to listen to it to the end. And here we have it.
Hello, everyone. I just want to try to be as brief as I can. And I'm dropping this quickly here because of Nnamdi Kanu's incarceration and his judge, Justice Omotosho, I think. And I think he's the same Justice Omotosho that said Fubara should be grateful to the president for suspending him for 6 months and declaring a state of emergency in Rivers State. Yes, the same justice that passed. And Nnamdi Kanu, to say he was not going to open a defense on his case is clear. You understand? And why it is clear is that he was given a judgment by the Court of Appeal. Okay? Judgment in his favor by the Court of Appeal. The judgment was not honored by the government of the day. He was still restrained and incarcerated despite the judgment to release him, to discharge and acquit him. So now you expect the same Nnamdi Kanu to open a defense on a case that was judged in his favor by the appeal court, that the government of the day did not uphold. If the government did not uphold a judgment in his favor, it means they are not going to uphold any judgment until it's in the favor of the government of the day. This same justice that is supposed to represent judgment in...
And some certain things, listen very well. Listen very well. Some certain things, pay very close attention. You put the dots together with the truth that you have heard somewhere. I am going to take it back. Now, this case, name judgment. And the same government, this government now, don't want to talk about that previous judgment. They are not interested. They want Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to open another case. They don't want to entertain the first judgment. They want him to open another defense after Kako to grant Jagoria bail, Sarapia. This present government now want him to open another defense. This was why Mazen Nnamdi Kanu refused. In Agotana, court will discharge Anya. When this government Ejidia. Anya would not joke. Faga Agase Kenya Gab Kotia. But as they discharge with court. So court will discharge earlier. This present government don't want to talk about it. They want him to open another defense. And Moka said something that the government are ready to even entertain any discussion until the thing got to their favor. And the Obodo Bongo can do undo. Even on the mind or they court no Obodo Bongo discharge. At least this court now, and this present government, at least look at that judgment. Why that court you will discharge? Manufacture him. Why? Because Nafa Gemegi, Fepa Gemegi, you cannot do anything. Court will discharge Bonia. Man, this present government Simba. Nafa man near in court wa bere. Anya. Nafa choko mepe fresh one. And mepe fresh one. Or one attack or meria. The government choko or mepe fresh one. We want everything to fall to their favor. Listen to it again. If you know the Bongan way family, one the Bongo the woo. Wait, let me just kangaroo which you get too much. Listen.
Okay. Judgment in his favor by the Court of Appeal.
No, wait.
Think. And I think it's the same Justice Omotosho that
Pay very close attention.
said Fubara should be grateful to the president for suspending him for 6 months and declaring a state of emergency in Rivers State. Yes, the same justice that passed. And Nnamdi Kanu to say he was not going to open a defense on his case is clear. You understand? And why it is clear is that he was given a judgment by this the Court of Appeal. Okay.
Onya na-enye the reason why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu ji wee jee kwesị imepe another case. Onya na-agwa gị the reason. And the young one, I think he's of the opinion that decision of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu not to open another defense or another case. But the best. Now listen.
To say he was not going to open a defense on his case is clear. You understand? And why it is clear is that he was given a judgment by this the Court of Appeal. Okay? Judgment in his favor by the Court of Appeal. The judgment was not honored by the government of the day. He was still restrained and
the judgment was not honored by the government of the day. Court of Appeal and Yebogo judgment is Sarapia Kona. This present government did not honor that judgment. They don't want to talk about it. They pretended as if it never existed. Negant.
Incarcerated, despite the judgment, to release him, to discharge and acquit him. So now you expect the same Nnamdi Kanu to open a defense on a case that was judged in his favor by the appeal court, that the government of the day did not uphold. If the government did not uphold a judgment in his favor, it means they are not going to uphold any judgment until it's in the favor of the government.
If the government did not uphold the judgment in favor of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they don't want to talk about it. I wonder if actually mean. Na government ya ama kwekwe any judgment until or fall under their favor. Oh yeah, be fair na me fair now. Oh yeah, be fair na me now. Before a blue emotion be out, let me take it back a little. Let's get into
that the government of the day did not uphold. If the government did not uphold a judgment in his favor, it means they are not going to uphold any judgment until it's in the favor of the government of the day. This same justice that is supposed to represent judgment in his matter, the same justice that said Fubara should be grateful to President Tinubu for declaring a state of emergency in Rivers State and suspending him as a governor. If his judgments are in that pattern, how do you think Nnamdi Kanu will receive fair judgment? Because his judgment is not seen as justice served. His judgment is seen as siding the government of the day. You understand? So my talking and your talking on this matter before the judgment is not prejudice. It's not prejudice because we are not directly part of the case. If anyone is directly part of the case, you have no business talking on this matter until the judgment is served. But as many of us as are out there, Nigerians, seeing these things playing out, we can come out, we can speak as much as we can because we are not party to the case, but we are seeing what's going on and we are seeing it as a great injustice to the Igbo people, to the people from the East, and to Nnamdi Kanu as a person. It's a grave injustice and it should not happen. Okay, and there's this saying that the enemy of a man is from his own household. This particular witch hunting we're talking about,
the enemy of a man is from his own household. Omoyele Sowore pinpointed the thing. Igbo politicians. Igbo politicians were enemy to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. An enemy of a freedom fighter is equally a freedom fighter. Your enemy were those from your household, negent. Or an enemy, household enemy, declared IPOB terrorist organization. In an enemy. Household enemy. Buddhist people parading themselves to be briggy. Many of you stupidly supported them. Today, they are now insulting Mazi Banjoko. Household enemy. Household enemy. Bundenona BGC CRC. Trying to convince or confuse our people that CRC BGC is a country. They are an enemy. They are there telling you that Mazi Banjoko called them in their Zoom meeting. They are an enemy. Passing wrong narrative. Only household enemy can do that. Who are those calling Dr. Ngozi Orabeze the chief commander of terrorists? They are equally freedom fighters as claimed. They are household enemy. Again, listen. Let me take it back. Listen.
Igbo people, to the people from the East, and to Nnamdi Kanu as a person, it's a grave injustice and it should not happen. Okay, and there's this saying that the enemy of a man is from his own household. This particular witch hunting we're talking about, I doubt if it's coming from the north. If you notice, the president has not talked about it. President Tinubu, since he assumed office, he has not said anything concerning Nnamdi Kanu. Do you know why that is? Because I believe there are some powers from the East that are behind it. I believe there is a quid pro quo situation between those powers and the government of the day. Quid pro quo. Do you know why that is? It is because Nnamdi Kanu, he's been very violent in his speech. And violence in your speech is democratic. It's constitutional because your freedom of expression is guaranteed in the constitution of the country. Freedom of expression is not just freedom of speech, it's freedom of how you tender your speech. You can be violent, whatever it is, you are expressing your pain and your grievances. Nnamdi Kanu only came out from Buhari's time, to shout and to vent against the killing of Easterners by people from the north. How will herdsmen come from the north all the way to the east? You are killing people and taking away their farms. You are kidnapping them and asking government to pay ransom. From the north to the east to do all of those atrocities. Nnamdi Kanu came out. It's the same thing we are facing today, that President Trump is saying they want to send people to Nigeria because of this same matter. Nnamdi Kanu came out and vehemently condemned this. He did not say people should take guns and go and kill the president or take guns and go and destroy their military base and all that. He said, defend yourself. Defend yourself against your attackers. He may have included the military that came to carry out huge genocide in the East, Operation Python Dance, and all of that. He may have said all of that, because they were killing these people, and your constitution does not allow these people to carry guns, because the killers are carrying AK-47s and other assault rifles. But your people cannot carry anything other than cutlass and bottles and sticks. But they killed them after killing them in a Biafra war. You are coming to kill them again legally. I mean, are they not human beings? So if Nnamdi Kanu vehemently made statements, strong statements against these things, it's democratically allowed. Worst case scenario, you want to say it's sedition. But there's no provision for sedition in a democratic government. And even if there was provision, sedition carries maximum of 2 years imprisonment. Nnamdi Kanu has been in prison for more than 2 years, if he was even judged to be sedition. But coming out to say terrorism, Nnamdi Kanu, terrorism. You have not arrested Sheikh Gumi that said we should pay terrorists, we should pamper them, pet them, bring them, because some people offended them in the past. They have the right to kill everybody all around the country because some people offended them in the past. Sheikh Gumi that is there, pampering terrorists. You have not carried him as a terrorist. You are calling Nnamdi Kanu that is telling civilians, defend yourself. You are calling him a terrorist. You understand? So that makes no sense. And why I believe is people from his home, and I talked about quid pro quo, is that Nnamdi Kanu at best can incite the people from the East to defend themselves. And that will lead to breakdown of law and order. In democracy, there are provisions for these things. When there's breakdown of law and order all around the East, the president has the authority to declare a state of emergency in the East, whereby all politicians, all democratically elected offices will be taken over by the military. And there will now be a military takeover in the East to run the affairs of the East. Now you see where the quid pro quo can come from. It can come from the political elites in the East that are not ready to give up power. They don't want a situation where military will come and take over the leadership of the East. That's why they can be the ones behind this incarceration and trying to, take off the head of Nnamdi Kanu, because he will keep speaking for the emancipation of the people from the East. But these political elites that are so power thirsty, power hungry, they won't want to give up that power. They won't want to see the military come to take over. That's why they want Nnamdi Kanu to be perpetually behind bars or executed. So if Justice Omotosho will pronounce a judgment of execution or guilty of terrorism and all that, it will not be seen as justice in the eyes of us, the people of Nigeria, and in the eyes of everybody watching. It will never be seen as justice. So if you come out there to say he's guilty of terrorism, then it will not be seen as justice. And justice is not served when it's not seen as justice before the eyes of the people. And trust me, the world is watching. This man only came to talk about the killing of his people. You understand? The killing of his people, telling them to defend themselves. After the genocide, all the Christian and Igbos directed genocide in the north, back in the days, they killed them in their thousands. If you are an Igbo man, they behead you. Behead you. I heard of the ones that they removed babies from the bellies of pregnant women. And if Nnamdi Kanu is coming to talk about that, you are incarcerating him, then trust me, you are being used. You are being used by people to fight their battles. And they are using state resources for it. And you are a pawn in the game because they are using you from the case and call it political, because this case is political. It's politically fueled. That's what I have to say. Oh, please.
Okwendra, abrola onum kenre. That is that. Now he told us I will be quick. Now let us go to the business of the day. Do well and hit the like button if you are just joining. We're in a fast lane. The confusion and this distraction from Eggman and his like, you must share it so that it will get to this brother that spoke in their Zoom meeting. There is nothing like Maazị Banjoko called. He did not call anybody. Maazị Banjoko did not call anybody from detention. Don't be deceived by this Eggman and the Crc Bgc, his group. And I have said it before. Please, before you support anybody going forward, because you are now guilty. So going forward, you must be careful. Before you support anybody, please, there is something we know that is called United States of Biafra, USB. And USB was redeclared last year, 2024, in Lati, Finland, on 29 November. So before you join anybody, kindly ask them question. Are they the people that is in charge of that very document generated na Lati, Finland? Ọ na onye asị gị na ọha fọnwa ji the document, please support them wholeheartedly. Ebe ha ka Maazị Nnamdi Kanu, this his judgment ga-anọ change here. The status of his judgment get change if you continually supporting USB declared genuinely. The status of Maazị Nnamdi Kanu as terrorist today. Anybody that is telling you about Crc Bgc and how Maazị Banjoko called, leave that person. They are all criminals. They are deceivers. They are liars. Maazị Banjoko never called anybody. Anybody telling you that the redeclaration that happened last year in Lati, Finland, happened on December 2nd, please kindly ask them for proof, evidence. Anybody that cannot provide you evidence of whatever they are telling you going forward, the person is a mischievous person and they can never be trusted. The person, the mischievous, cannot be trusted. Run as fast as your leg can carry you. As I am speaking to you now, USB redeclared about the only body that have that redeclaration document. Only USB redeclared. You are guilty. That is why I'm telling you that you must be careful. Hear this, you. Tomorrow you will keep with your emotion. Kwe for appeal anaga. On what if I put on the only thing where he kept na amani amka appeal yes. Mbob na fire refuse to uphold the judgment. They refuse to uphold the judgment. Not even that. Before the D-Day, 20th of that judgment day, Maazị Nnamdi Kanu prayed to Supreme Court to intervene and stop that 20th judgment day. Not even before then, there was a judgment. The judgment is to discharge Maazị Nnamdi Kanu, even compensation. That judgment, the court refused to uphold it. This government refused to uphold it. They go ahead. They want Maazị Nnamdi Kanu to open a defense. Maazị Nnamdi Kanu refused to open defense. They now want to convict him by fire by force. They fixed date to convict him. Maazị Nnamdi Kanu knowing fully well no be on the manachore to yanga. The day I was playing that brother's video, some of you was busy talking anyhow you like. I can even go back to play it now so that you understand this thing. There was judgment, Karapia. The government of the day don't want to talk about the judgment. There is no judgment already. They want him to open another defense. Because they want the judgment to be in their favor, not in the favor of Maazị Nnamdi Kanu. Maybe with what have happened now, maybe if I play that video now, you can understand it better. Let me go and bring that video. ịmara ndị be anyị ife a na-esi na ngọgọ adịghị mma. Maazị Nnamdi Kanu prayed to Supreme Court to intervene, and he made it very clear there na ọ bụrụ na Supreme Court emere intervene na ga-atụ ya nga unjustly. That guy explained it. That day, let me explain. I was trying to say something. All these people, they come up with their emotion. Nobody wanted to listen. Nobody wanted to understand anything. But I think with what has happened today, if I play it now, okay, let me see if I can see that video. If anybody telling you anything outside the USB declared, that person is a criminal. The person wants you to have serious problem. That is the truth. The person wants you to have serious problem because now you are already in trouble as a man or woman, a Biafran who is guilty. Let me look for that video. Man, I am for there. Father, I got something. The only thing if I am with emotion. Get on TV there, paid you. Let me see if I can see that video because that video will now make more sense to you. If I see it now, okay, video of that brother that was analyzing that in that day. Can I get that video? There is money I need to pay. Yes, I have seen the video. There is money I need to pay to X before I can start downloading from X to my pen drive. I have searched from any free app where I can actually download from. So I need to pay to X. This video now. Okay, this man let me first explain about some of you were emotion. Okay. What if I name now? This your anger, convert it to love. Do well and hit the like button. Convert this your anger to love. Today we fundraising. Go there and support. Go there and support. The reason we go front and back is before we just want you to brain Nairoko. Maazị Nnamdi Kanu made it very clear here. No, over na court, bankete, over na Supreme Court, he prayed to intervene. Now this judgment. He told the Supreme Court, if you fail to intervene, that they are going to convict him unjustly. I was trying to explain what the man was saying that day. All hell was let loose. And when a judgment, this government actually may uphold that judgment because the judgment is in the favor of Maazị Nnamdi Kanu. They want him to open a defense. So they want to convict him by all means possible. That was why they asked him to open a defense. He refused. They fixed a date for the final judgment. He noticed it. He ran to the Supreme Court for intervention. The Supreme Court did not intervene. They sentenced him by fire by force. So this appeal now, the only thing we can make for you to prepare your mind so that you can support USB declared. Under USB declared, the status of this terrorism, life imprisonment, get changed. Difficult, but listen to this. Okay, that God help me. I really want to explain this thing. God help me that I may not deviate or make mistake from this thing. Now listen to this. How many minutes can this video? Yes, I did about a minute. But listen.
Oh boy, we're not even coming. Now they cannot go report federal high court judge to the appeal court. He is saying they stop the man. Remember, say, now 20th of this month, Night Justice James Omotosho talk say he go pronounce judgment on the Kanu's case.
By fire, by force. This judgment by fire, by force. Whether you like it or not, open defense or say no. Look at the first judgment or Yahweh Wepiru. You got to go office date now a judge F no ga foot to the end by fire by force. Mazen now they can move to Supreme Court for them to intervene to stop this very judgment from Supreme Court. Yet I convict here by fire by force. You must convert your anger to love to USB declared. Listen.
Don't file motion to stop judgment in terrorism. The cable Sahara.
Look at the news there now. Nnamdi Kanu files motion to stop judgment in terrorism. In terrorism, can they declare a terrorist on the by? Can if I law in a previous video how IPOB was pronounced terrorist organization and how Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was caught up as IPOB leader. Now, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu matter now that terrorism charge. He went to court, cast up where the Supreme Court I convict here by fire by force. Now listen. That day I can say me the reason I need to explain now to prepare your mind ahead of the only thing they change the status of this terrorism. This recognition under USB declared. You remember a few days ago, I told you that in some weeks to come, in some months to come, you are going to thank God for that very declaration that happened, whether you like it or not. You must thank God for that very declaration. Our people should try and understand this that you are saying. Chinasa Nworu and DOS are now blaming Mazeba for the conviction of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Oh, I told you, the only thing Pagemena is to blame. Let them still even blame it on Mazen Banjoko. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, they can even blame it on Mazen Banjoko. They can blame anybody. No solution, no suggestion. Those shouting woto. Just ask them, woto, where can it lead you to? They don't have answer to it. They cannot explain one or two. They cannot put one or two together. But they just want to be talk. They just want to be talking. Tomorrow, before you know what is happening now, they will blame Dr. Ngozi Orebeze for this judgment. Remember, the root if I a terrorist from Ndebai to explain this thing now, I find it difficult that some of Ndebai got a terrorist in Ndebai. Barrister Law Ejimako, a few days before this thing, he granted interview. Wait, let me look for that interview. Then, based this judgment for here, based this judgment for here now, based on if Ndeba and you and the if Ndeba and you no, terrorists. Opening the got in now, it can feel when I want if I this according to that commenter now. That is just all. And they blame Mazep and Joko on prison now. He is no longer Nigeria agent. And they blame money as Nigeria agent now. And they blame Nigeria agent is now in prison. You will see some people now, they will carry it and be running with that propaganda. Yeah. You will see some people now. They will be running with this propaganda now, blaming Mazep and Joko. But they told you that Mazep and Joko will be Nigeria agent. So the Nigeria agent is now in prison. Now Mazep is in prison. They don't want to even blame themselves for not supporting Mazep and Joko Nambidis. They don't even want to blame themselves for telling you about political solution that never happened. They don't want to blame themselves for telling you that they are working something out on the ground that never happened. They are now blaming a man they accused of being an agent. The man is now in prison. They are outside. You know them not. They are accusing the man. Now, look at this judgment age where Watch. ebe a bụ the Genesis. Man, if you can put this place together, okay, now listen to this. Listen to this. Very important.
Some people might need to ask, why is Nnamdi Kanu still being held if from several reports there is this argument that he has no case to answer, he has not done nothing wrong? Why is he still being held? And is there any window of chance for him to be freed?
You know, this case is grounded upon the proscription of IPOB and tagging it a terrorist group. So Nnamdi Kanu got caught up as the leader of IPOB.
If now proscription can they proscribe IPOB? Ndebe enemy within. Ndebe merifa. If I be fake you baby. Now, any judgment to favor of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu government aju. Fagwa Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to open defense. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu aju. Then when a judgment now before. And that judgment when obodo bonga amam try win. Because nebu amaburi amaburu. Amere angoba. Government here we sisi mbo obo na icho mepe defense. Na ga to genga by all means. The government are now fix a date to by fire by force. Then when Mazen Nnamdi Kanu not history na government here to anger by fire by force. Here in a chat that day with your emotion. You cannot love Mazen Nnamdi Kanu more than some of us. Let me just put it that way. He got caught up as a leader of IPOB. America had their IPOB terrorist. Oboro Abuja for IPOB terrorist. Oboro UK for IPOB. Oboro African Union. Oboro European Union. On the buy and the buy. That judgment is Abuja. Then Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Ebeni be sisarapia konaba. Court aju. Government aju. Where am pay defense? Or when aju defense on mepe. Obo na judgment in Kenya grosserapia. Kobo no so. Kenawatana. Fagbazie na by fire by force. Then Mazen Nnamdi Kanu noticed that when I work at to anger by all means, we move to Supreme Court. Pray to Supreme Court for intervention. If I be fine, explain that day na some of you Jemochon web. Now, listen. Okay, the reason why I'm going this far now, let me take it back. It has been established from Aloy Ejima Colonia. Now, come and listen from Ononya. After Mazen Nnamdi Kanu notice on 20 years, Nandi Agatu Yanga. He went to pray to Supreme Court to intervene to stop that very terrorism trial or try. Listen.
Oh boy, we not think it's coming. Now they cannot go report federal high court judge to the appeal court too. He say me they stop the man. Remember, say now 20th of this month, Night Justice James Omoto talk say he go pronounce judgment on a
by fire by force. It not the game. But some of you, you would have an emotion. TV, you are a criminal. You cannot think. To think it is very difficult. And now, I am not telling you now, oh, go and support USB declared. No. You are now guilty as Onyibo. What makes you guilty? Mazen Nnamdi Kanu came to speak for your own good. And today, he is now carrying life imprisonment because of you. That makes you guilty. So, going forward, you must make sure that you support the appropriate quarter. The appropriate, that is, the people who remember, a few days ago, we told you to pray and they speak some word to the atmosphere. Why? Because the gangsters have polluted the atmosphere. You must pray and ask God to take charge, to take control of the atmosphere, so that only that rises to speak on our favor. Your good word in the atmosphere, your prayer, can guide the other person direct here to the right people. The document you. We told you that a few days ago. We are now telling you that you are guilty. Sentencing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you are now automatically guilty. So for you now to support, you must not make mistake. Because it is that is what you have become by this judgment. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is carried. So oge ineru anya ka ị mara onye ị ga-enye support ga-amịta ezigbo mkpọrọ. Hit the like button, please. Ka ị mata onye ị ga-support ga-amịta ezigbo mkpọrọ. Ọ bụ na ọ bụ Crc Bgc, which we have their program, and I am now preaching. I don't even know if I can still go front to bring that program. Ọ bụ na Crc Bgc, ask them. And a document Mazi Ekpanjọkụ talked about. Let me look for it. Hey, a document Mazi Ekpanjọkụ talked about. Yesterday we played the video, the benefit of the declaration. Ask them. Obofaji document of 29 Finland Biafra declaration. Know it that they are not going to metane ezigbo mkpọrọ. Run to Briggy. Ask question before you support. Please. There is document that I am looking for that can actually change the status of the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That document Mazi Ekpanjọkụ talked about the declaration. Who and the who? Are you the one carrying the document? If that one told you, because he has been shouting that the declaration happened December 2nd, ask him, can you please show me proof that it happened December 2nd? If he cannot show you proof, document-wise, but also go to USB declared. Back a document here, but ask them, oh, are you the one carrying the document of 29 November the declaration? Then go tell you yes. When they tell you yes, support them. Now, listen to this.
The Kanu's case. Kanu don't file motion to stop judgment in terrorism. The cable, Sahara, everywhere. This news they there. Waiting go use for this analysis is coming from Sahara reporters. I don't break her down. Waiting Kanu want. Why he report the judge? Say me they stop him. If they don't stop him, hey, everywhere go right though. We see what he talking. What happened? The detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, filed a motion on notice. We are going to see the meaning of this motion on notice on Wednesday today, November 12th, 2025, before the Court of Appeal in Abuja. What is the meaning of motion on notice? Motion on notice. A formality request. You use your right hand as part of the case. You write down, okay? Made to the court. You go write and go give court, which must also be shown to the other party. The person.
You know, some of our people, that day, this guy was explaining this and I was trying to explain it more and more. Some people are tired. You know, when you look at his face, facial expression, what you call again, man got that message on your pass. Man, he put one or two together. He got man on ya. Ojikwe man on a pass it. Is a message. Continue to listen.
The way sue you or the person you sue before the hearing, before the final hearing, when they walk here. For instance, on the 20th of this month, now he write this motion on notice. He tells them what the applicant, that is Kanu, wants. What is asking the court to do? Okay, he's asking the court to issue a stay of further proceedings. We are going to check the meaning of this. A stay of further proceedings in his trial before Justice James Omotosho of the Federal High Court Abuja. Okay, what is the meaning of this? Stay of proceedings means a temporary stop or pause in the trial until another.
If I be from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, pray to Supreme Court to intervene and stop or pause this very judgment day, that 20th, any life imprisonment. Supreme Court, Emeria. And what happened? Ganiru by fire by force to Ayanga. Remember, network. Man, even I call into our Kahagari say, oh, yeah, I can you tell me to go and support USB declared? Draft and when document any that will change the status of this his sentence. Nobody in a meet, you're gonna page that document. Don't entertain them. Don't listen to them. Now, let us continue. The thing hang before. Amame Watra. All the Supreme Court, Kafakosi that judgment there, Supreme Court, the man went ahead and convinced him by force. Everybody like his favor. Ekwere Fagwe ya mepe defense. Or Junior Ama mepe defense. The man already went on fees is here, judgment day. Court by force. When we are not easy and the man be ready to imprison him. He ran to Supreme Court, asking them to intervene, stop or pause that very judgment day. Supreme Court, they went ahead and sentenced him. With even in April, I go to now. If they give a Supreme Court, na appeal court, which already support USB declared that. And a political solution. Ndị anyị nwere na mgbadaba anyị fe nwere ọnụ na Abuja. Fe nwere ọnụ na Abuja to convince the government of the day. Kafafu reason. Political solution a na-ekwu enwere how many times ka Southeastern governors nwegoro Southeast Governors Forum meeting. A na-enwe meeting afu na fa no together na fa no krono. Then they can actually go Abuja and influence something. Igbo politicians from Mbadabai, they cannot and what if I influence in Abuja as it is today? So on your about political solution I got under I beg reply Mpaya dan nani. Well, I am if I saw it. In short, we're on about in Christmas. They have been shouting it now. We're a release of Mass and Nani can about in Christmas. They don't have anything. About election okay, let me do this that you may deliver your state to me in 2027. And when we again, get interest in federal government now, just like recognition and equifana. Or interest so ị ga-agba mbọ jee ebe ife eji eme mmanwụ dị jide ya aka kpọzie mba ụwa bịanụ na-enwe jidogo m aka ebe iji mere ife nji aka bịa fabịa ka ife Abuja ji eji were je abanwa political agreement with ndị Mbadaba anyị onwero hello onwero because emekpọ ọnụ ọ dị possible na adịghị ewu enuzi ọchịchị na bongo by ntụli aka. So onye ọbụla na-ekwu political solution agafụrịrị how united politicians ndị anọ na Mbadaba anyị dị agafụ how united fadị. Then fa ga-ejizi that unison wee gaa Abuja. Then Abuja na the government of the day ga-na-ene anya nna mgbe ọ bụ na ndị abịago n'igwe. Ọ bụrụ na m ga-eme ife afa kwuru ya nwee return la 2027 ga-adị difficult. In Abuja now, then Abuja will look at it and they consider release them as in the kind of under political solution. So the only political solution political solution under USB declared with document automatically you change the status of Mazin Nandekano's case. I have really explained deeper. I don't plan going this deep. I don't plan going this deep. But I have gone this deep, and I don't think that I will continue that program of Eggman. I have really gone deep. To explain this thing, build your anger. Convert it to love. Love that covereth multitude of sin, but what we now want from you, under USB declared. Love that knows no boundary. That is what is expected of you, because you are guilty. Listen to this explanation. Now, very clear to you. Even though this guy where you may not understand it then. Also, stay of proceedings means a temporary stop or pause in the trial until another court. Now listen.
That court, in this case, the appeal court, another court. Remember, federal high court, then appeal court, now they higher. Ready to appeal court to stop this one until they judge the matter where one tell them about what this one they do.
Okay.
Okay? A temporary stop or pause in the trial until another court, in this case, the appeal court, decides an important issue raised by the applicant. Here, Kanu related to the case or to a case. What is he asking the appeal court to do? What did Kanu they ask the appeal court may they do for him? Kanu file the application by himself, but not be go give them. He filed it through his lawyer, Barrister Alo Ejimako. He wants the Court of Appeal to stop Justice Omotosho from delivering judgment on his criminal case that was scheduled for November 20th, 2025. As they stand so. Okay? He's praying the court. He's begging the court. Meaning, he's formally asking the court to stop the lower court from proceeding until his appeal, waiting right to the appeal court, is heard and decided. Okay?
If I for your Supreme Court, they want very no Martin. Supreme Court, they can give instruction to the lower court according to him. Don't proceed with that case. We got a report from him. Let us look at it. But Supreme Court, the lower court, go ahead to anger by force. Now listen, there is language this brother used. I want you to get that language. I want you to hear that language.
The exact request. What did he ask? No, check the exact request. In his application, Kanu asked for an order saying the proceedings of the trial court in case number this, Federal Republic of Nigeria versus Nnamdi Kanu, currently pending before Justice James Omotosho, pending the hearing and determination of their appeal pending against his decision. What is the meaning of this order? We need to check some sentences here like this. Order, pending, to know their meanings. Order here means a legal direction or command given by a judge. The judge should order them. Pending means waiting for a decision, may they decide. So Kanu is saying, pause this case. You have the power, appeal court. You have the power to stop James Omotosho of the lower court, Federal High Court. Pause it. Pronounce it. Say me the stop until the higher.
Someone if I may say like this now. Back fire agota. Man, no guy if I can abia. In any every fan. Oh, sabotua. Oh, stop talking like that. Oh, from what we read out. Oh, but I cannot plan one if I devil. And if I ever without George go there is every possibility no boy there. I plan will ya devil. Today, today. Lawyer Mazen Nnamdi Kanu pụrụ na nke ndị BBC na ife a bụ ife plan wure na ọ dị ka ife plan ụmụ ele sore na agwa gị na plan ọlịa na ihe a ndebe anyị ike gwụrụ. Now continue to listen.
Court decide on my appeal. I guess something where the appeal for waiting he won't pronounce judgment on. You get the point now? He makes up 3 key.
Mana femeria. The question jabo why na femeria ndị jụrụ na fama mmịa. Ọ bụ mana fa dị support atwa yanga. Ọ bụ ndị a na-aka ị ga-agara appeal. Mana ọ ka na-ene ndị lawyers ga na-agba mbọ mana mbọ ị ga-agba as a man or woman whom is guilty. Ka ife mere gị na-edi guilty. Maazị Nnamdi Kanu nọ life imprisonment because of you. Ọ chọrọ ka ọ dịrị gị mma. That is what makes you guilty. support USB declared. If I pay hand to okay for this. Now continue to listen. Because after this one, I will now go and read something that I read yesterday. Because okay, with some of you, now listen.
Complaints. 3 key complaints. 1, the court decision or the no case submission. No case submission.
No
We're
case
going
submission.
to check it now. No case submission. No case submission means a claim by the accused that the prosecution has not provided enough evidence to justify continuing the trial. Kanu is saying the federal government of Nigeria, there is prosecutor, has not provided enough evidence to justify continuing the trial. Continuing the trial till 20th, when they will pronounce judgment. They have not actually provided enough evidence to continue this trial. That's what Kanu is saying. 2, the court's refusal to determine its jurisdiction. What is that? Jurisdiction means the legal power of the court to hear and decide a case. Kanu not tell the court, say, see, as far as you are concerned, you don't have the jurisdiction to try me, but they never really decide on this jurisdiction. Kanu is now appeal to the upper court that the court's refusal, they refuse to determine if they have the jurisdiction to try him. Get the point now? Thirdly, and the validity of the counts. We're going to check the meaning of that. The specific charges, order which is being tried, and the court's foreclosure, we're going to check this, of his right to defend himself by feeding witnesses. What is that? Counts here means the individual charges. Charge 1, charge 2, charge 3. What do you do? What do you do? Your offense. Okay? Listed in the indictment or charge sheet. Okay? The validity of the counts, the validity of the charges, the offenses. How valid are they? Okay? Order which is being tried. Because now the charges that they use to try person. Order which is being tried. Of his right to defend himself by feeding witnesses. Foreclosure here means, remember, we saw it. And the court's foreclosure, aside this, the court foreclosure of his right to defend himself, they stop his right to defend himself. That's what he's saying. Foreclosure here means the court close or block its right to have, in this case, to defend himself. They block me from defending myself. Feeding witnesses means calling people to testify in your defense. Now that you understand this, let's go back. I believe you understand it now. Listen very well. And the validity of the counts of the charges, are they valid? The specific charges, order which is being tried, and the court foreclosure of his right to defend himself by feeding witnesses. Okay? They stop him from feeding witnesses. Remember the last time we checked this? They give a chance. 1, 2, 3. How many days? He said they must tell her whether they get the jurisdiction and order which law are they trying. Say the law where they take right the charges to die. The judge no great talk put those ones. He say he go still pronounce judgment on the 20th. Kanu is now writing to the appeal court. Now see, they stop me from defending myself. Because Kanu is saying, until you tell me these two, jurisdiction, the law that backs the charges, I'm not going to do anything. And the court no agree talk those ones. They say they won't pronounce judgment. Kanu is now conclude that I don't close my right to defend myself. You see, and so according to the report. 4 is main complaints. The main complaints. Kanu said that even though he raised important jurisdictional questions, the court refused to give a ruling on those points. He said he raised important questions on the court's jurisdiction, but they no agree talk for that one. Okay? Meaning, he questioned whether the trial court, the court, had the legal right to handle his case. They no talk put seed mouth. He also said the trial judge refused to evaluate the evidence given by the government witnesses. The government, they brought witnesses that the trial judge here, Justice James Omotoso, according to Kanu, refused to evaluate the evidence. The evidence when they bring up, he not evaluate them, so evaluate them. Okay? Evaluate the evidence given by the government witnesses in comparison to the cross-examination questions. Meaning the judge should have checked whether the prosecution's evidence was weakened or discredited during cross-examination. When did they cross-examine the witnesses? Now the judge will decide on the evidence of the prosecution or the prosecutor. Okay? Now during that time, say the no one. Okay? 5, on his defense. Kanu explained that he had already submitted a list of witnesses he planned to call to defend him. You know, they run away from this thing. But now those things were raised. Now he stop him. You get the point now. He told the court he was ready to start his defense. So he told the court he was ready to start his defense. After the judge first decide, make you first decide whether your court had the jurisdiction and whether the charges were valid. These two things. Saying, I already prepared my witnesses. We are work up. I'm ready. But there were 2 things that stopped me. Those 2 things were not addressed. It's like he placed a demand before he will continue. But the judge refused to answer them, saying, since no one continue, I will pronounce judgment on the 20th of this month. See, so he can go report them now. They do like that. However, the trial court, according to him, refused and said those issues were raised, would only be addressed at the time of judgment. See, so Kanu said, answer these 2 questions. Once you answer them, then I will bring my witnesses and defend myself. The court said no. Those things you raise, we'll talk about them during judgment. When I will pronounce judgment, and that same day, that same time, now we decide them. Can we say no? Before that day, decide them first. They clear the way for me to start my defense. You get the point now. I want me to understand. Don't say me, I like teaching. It's complaint about fairness. Kanu said the trial court, by refusing to rule on his objections, Kanu's objections, those things were raised, has foreclosed or blocked his right to defend himself against the news allegation, very serious criminal accusations brought by the federal government against him. By refusing to rule on those 2 key points where he raised, they are blocking my way of what? Of defending myself against these dangerous, magnificent, serious criminal accusations against me. The case was then adjourned, meaning postponed to November 2025 for judgment. They say now this day, they go pronounce everything. Hope you are getting it. His fear. What is his fear? From the report, Kanu won
his fear
that if the appeal court does not stop the trial court, he might be unlawfully convicted.
The fear of Mazen Nandekano. The reason why he ran to Supreme Court. Kanu warned that if the appeal court does not stop the trial court, then what he can convict here unlawfully.
Unlawfully,
he might be
convicted.
He might be unlawfully convicted. The fear of Mazen Nandekano. His fear, Ojuwegaba appeal court, Supreme Court, praying to them to intervene, pause or stop that judgment day. But no nafa ga that he is going to be unlawfully convicted. And the other family. And I call you was ya ndị ba ya na ma ịkọwaziri ya na na-agwa obodo ife na-ekwu. Okay, ife mechara me ihe a bụ exactly ihe ife mere.
Meaning found guilty without a fair process. That is why I report the lower court to you. Because he was not allowed to confirm whether the charges were valid. The court authority, that is second one, that is one. Second one, the court authority jurisdiction was not confirmed and it was not given a proper chance to defend itself because these were not cleared. They did not give me opportunity to defend myself. 8, legal reason. He also argued that continuing the case will suppress his right to appeal. As you say on that day, they convict me without this.
Appeal explain here. Appeal explain ever. Let me take it back. Yaka Emarife or USB. And I will read that to you out. I will read it out. appeal ifra na ha ejekwa ihe a na ya nwa ka ọ gwara ya na ọ bụrụ na fama ala o ife ame now the thing we now suppress his right for appeal. Let me take it back while I will be looking for that what I will read out to you. Listen to this. Listen.
Confirm whether the charges were valid. The court authority, that's second one, that is one. Second one, the court authority jurisdiction was not confirmed and it was not given a proper chance to defend itself because these were not cleared. They did not give me opportunity to defend myself. 8, legal reason. He also argued that continuing the case will suppress his right to appeal. As don't say on that day, it
will suppress his right for appeal. To the only one have about for appeal. That I have no USB declared the Kijabaku. That's why
me opportunity to defend myself.
Listen to it again.
8, legal reason. He also argued that continuing the case will suppress his right to appeal. As don't say on that day, they convict me without the address indirectly, it will suppress his right to even appeal. Because even after the Federal High Court don't place judgment, say you are guilty, for instance, we don't know which they go talk, you can see appeal. He said, if you allow it to continue, man, now the suppression of my appeal is that to my right to appeal. Now they talk so, okay?
Some ndị otibere anya afụghị ụzọ nwere ife na-afụ nwere ife na-anụ otibere anya afụghị ụzọ some ndị ọ dịsị ụmụ Chineke sara ite ọbụ ọnụ na-egbu abịaghị ya you just run and type o nwere ihe na-anụ na ya ka iji agwa gị n'oge no USB declare ife ya agbanwe and I will read it out. Continue to listen.
Meaning it will spoil or frustrate his ability to challenge the trial court's actions, okay, in a higher court later, okay? He used the term fait accompli. This is a Latin legal phrase, meaning something already done and cannot be undone. Something already done, you allow them to continue. Once they pronounce that judgment, be difficult to be undone, cannot undo it. In short, if the trial goes on, a judgment is given, his appeal will become useless because the damage will already be done. Let it now. Go and read it. Now, the final argument. Kanu said that stopping the trial now will not hurt anyone. He said, oh, appeal court to, if we not stop the trial now, looking at this.
I don't know if you are getting value here. With if any many or put one or two together.
Point where I don't raise my concern, my complaints. It no go hurt anybody. Not the government and not the court. No go hurt the government, no go hurt the court. Why? It doesn't because the case don't they cease since 2015 and was only revived in 2025. Why hurry? I'm ready to stay in DSS. No go hurt me. No go hurt the federal government. No hurt the court. I beg, stop him.
Judgment here, ya gana n'iru. Na for reason for being in a hurry. Na they are complain. Na they okay. Marasi negasi anya. Face yon to wayanga. As if na case ya be family today. Onye nke apụta pronounce judgment day.
Finally, he concluded that granting his request will be in the interest of justice. If you grant my request, that is on the interest of justice. Say, you do the matter well. Meaning it will help ensure fairness and prevent harm to his legal rights. And the matter when Mazi Nandi can carry go tell appeal court via his lawyer, a law, say, I beg you, you won't compete me or fail you. Come to my head, we get you. What do you think? You could drop off a comment section. Don't forget to like.
Okay, no Guyana. Okay, no Guyana. Okay, no Guyana. Now, if I do by if I, Omo yele so de ekuene. Na plan wala ifa. Lawyer Mazi Nnamdi Kanu ekwuo na ọ bụ that prescription IPOB asị ndị na-emebi obodo ebe a ka eji aka ndị ebe a ka eji aka wee na plan ịtụ ya nga. Maazị Nnamdi Kanu na-agwa fa chetakwa na enwere judgment before. A na-asị ya mba, ya ga-aka o mepee another case, achọghị ekwute okwu nke a, ya jee mepee another defense. Maazị Nnamdi Kanu ajụ na ya kwechiri ka eweta that first judgment. Fa ajụ na-aga ahead ka atụwa ya nga by force. Maazị Nnamdi Kanu run to appeal court, Supreme Court. Gwafa na fa nwere ike stop this case. Nyesi afa reason fa ya stop the case for the sake of justice. Gwakwana fa na ọ bụrụ na fa stop this case na ga-atụ ya nga. And o mere ka fa mata na ọ bụ na atụwa ya nga na ife a ga-disturb na ọ ga-enyetụ his appeal nsogbu. Ka ife mere atụwa ya nga gwa ya gaba appeal. Before now, okwu ya na atụ pronounce eme that pronouncement na ọ ga-enye appeal ya nsogbu. Ebe ọ gara to pray to them for intervention, family ya pronounce all the appeal. Na ebudegi ya Sokoto, I think I stand to be corrected. Anyị wee na-agwa gị na ihe ọ bụla mmadụ na-agwa gị political solution. Ụfọdụ na-ekwu na ọ ịrapụ okwu nwere onwe. Gekwa ntị, ịma na ife a problem ndị be anyị nwere. Kwefuru obodo bongo amanago. I don't know how you are seeing everything. I hope I'm coming out loud and clear. Obodo bongo amanago na okwu nwere onwe adị ozi Maazị Nnamdi Kanu aka. So obodo bongo na-achọ ife ha ga-eme by all means ka ụjọ tụba ndị na-ekwu okwu nwere onwe. Onye ọbụla na-agwa gị na political solution ga-abịa ma Maazị Nnamdi Kanu kwete na ya ama nkuzi okwu nwere onwe. Hello, ị na-arọ nrọ binie mmiri sachapụ iro. Obodo bongo ma na okwu nwere onwe adịgo agafego Maazị Nnamdi Kanu. Fama na okwu nwere onwe agafego ya. Fama stage ya na okwu nwere onwe abụzi ife Maazị Nnamdi Kanu ga-apụta na ebe kwụsị. The only thing fa na edezi Igbo ka e were Maazị Nnamdi Kanu ya. The only thing fa na edezi Igbo ka e were Maazị Nnamdi Kanu gosi example ka ụjọ bụ onye ọbụla na-ekwu okwu nwere onwe n'ime. Onye ọbụla na-agba gị na ife ha ji eme ife a ha na-eme bụ na emesịa na political solution ga-abịa. Ma Maazị Nnamdi Kanu kwete na ọma nkuzi okwu nwere onwe na political solution ga-abịa. Nwanne onwe ife na-abịa na obodo bongo ma na Maazị Nnamdi Kanu na okwu nwere onwe adị ozi ya n'aka. Fama nkwutedịrị okwu ya rapụ nwere onwe because fama na ọma stop nwụzi ihe ọbụla. So the reason nji agwa gị ihe ntu a na-abụ ọ bụrụ na obi gị ka na-aga somewhere, obi gị take it back. Fama daalụ ya nne ndị ya agọta na ya agọta, ndị ya ji agọta na ị ga-anọkwa na etibe anya. Fama na Maazị Nnamdi Kanu na okwu nwere onwe adị ozi ya n'aka na o mere ife ọ ga-emenwu. So ife ha chọrọ ime ya na-abụ ka atụwa ya nga, ka eme ya ife ka mara ma ụjọ a ga-aba ndị ọzọ na-arụ. Ọ gwụsị ya na ya. Onye ọbụla na-agwa gị na enwere political solution na-abịa asị ka ọ bụrụ ya na-atụ. The only thing nwere ike iweta nwụdị ife a kwuchi na afụrọm ya ka ọ ya abịa bụ na ndị niile na-achị mgbadaba anyị ga-agba akwado jebe Abuja. Eruo na Abuja fancha niile ada na na-erolu with their agbada and the suit. Fa ga na-erolu for the government of the day to have mercy, to have pity upon them. Fa ga-erolu, fa ga-akpụ afọ naanị. Ị na-akwata na fa ga-erolu, fa ga-akpụ afọ naanị before wee mere fa ebere compassion ka pity ka a ga-enwe ebe fa nọ. Pity. Ị na-aghọta na the reason fa nwa na onwe fa bụ ndị nọ na mgbadaba anyị mana okwu nwere onwe apụọ na Maazị Nnamdi Kanu n'aka. They know. So the only thing fa na-afụta ya na-abụ na arapụkwuo Maazị Nnamdi Kanu na o nwere ike omekwuo dete na ọdịkwuo somehow. Fa ma ndị na-achị mgbadaba anyị na-ama na okwu nwere onwe apụọ na Maazị Nnamdi Kanu n'aka. Ndị nọ na Abuja ama na okwu nwere onwe apụọ na Maazị Nnamdi Kanu n'aka. Agbamelaghọta na so onye ọbụla na-agwa gị na political solution ji abịa ma Maazị Nnamdi Kanu kwere saịnụ akwụkwọ na ọma nkuzi okwu nwere onwe, onye a pụtara obodo bongo ma na okwu nwere onwe apụọ ya n'aka. Maazị Nnamdi Kanu nọ n'ime, Maazị Ekpa Njọkụ nọ n'ime. The declaration happened. Document ya ife ahụ eji wee jide Maazị Ekpa Njọkụ to make sure na that thing never happen. That thing still go ahead. Fapụtazie now ka e were iwe tụọ Maazị Nnamdi Kanu nga. Ị ka believe na Maazị Nnamdi Kanu for 5 years now. Maazị Nnamdi Kanu nọ n'ime. Okwu nwere onwe na-aga n'iru. Ha nwere n'anya fụla his group na onwe ife group ya menwuru na group ọzọ amapụtara. Na group ọzọ amapụtara na-ebuzi ndị gara school. So obodo bụ ngoma. So ife ọ bụla ị na-akọ nwoke mepe anya gị. No let anybody deceive you. You must support USB declared. I don't know if I am communicating. Exactly, Maazị Kelenna. Even I believe that the Igbo politicians are afraid. Ọ bụrụ ya atụ egwu ha nwana onwe ha ama na nwere onwe a apụọ n'ọnya n'aka. Ịmakwa ihe bụ idebe mmadụ behind bar 4 years counting. Ife ahụ a na-ekwu aka na-aga n'iro. The reason why eji wee jide Maazị Ekpa Njọkụ bụ to make sure that declaration never happened. I told you some days ago that in few months' time, that you are going to thank God. You will thank God for this very declaration. So I want to now tell you the only political solution. Gabion, with this write-up, I will tell you the political solution. Gabion. Onye ọbụla na-agbage Maazị Nnamdi Kanu for 4 years. Odi ekwu okwu nwere onwe. The declaration happened. Obodo bụ ngo onwe ife a na-eme. Otherwise, give me a second while I come back and read out why you must support USB declared. That political solution you seek. To Supreme Court for them to stop the lower court for this very judgment. He told them, if you allow them to pronounce this judgment, no, it's difficult for his appeal. Mana ife akọ na-abapụta ji ịkọwa ya mgbe ụfọdụ ịmapụta ịgbacha ya gazu ike. Obodo bụ ngo dị wu. Kwefu ka nsị agba ya, obodo bụ ngo dị wu. Obodo bụ ngo menwere ife. Bongo menwere ife. So if you are playing with obodo bụ ngo, you are playing with fire and ị ga-amụrụ akọ. Obodo bụ ngo dị wu. Obodo bụ ngo dị wu. Fe nwere ife na-ayọ. Fa. Give me a second. Sorry about that. If I maybe I ever get you exactly. Maazị Kelenna, even I believe, okay. Yeah. They are doing all of that to put fear in the agitators. Fine. Exactly, Maazị Kelenna. We genuine Biafrans thank Dr. Ngozi Oraveze for a brilliant mind to declare Biafra. Support USB to declare. Very simple. If I'm ready to explain now, after reading this thing out, I'm going to open studio. I will not continue the program of that Eggman I will come with it in some hours' time. We must continue. If I in a field and I'm on Kuku, and I have Kuku in a half of one to say that. Oh, I told you now. She is blaming Dr. Ngozi Arabeze. I will look for the video. You gotta go. Pay for all right. We must not back down. The only thing I have to go was strength. And then got that. You gotta go. All right, for the most difficult. Pay from the buying, the who problem did today, but they declared them. They pronounced them terrorist organization. Yeah, that pronouncement somebody commented that IPOBDOS is blaming Maze Panjoko. Maze Panjoko, they told you that now I'm an agent of Nigeria. He is in prison. They are blaming him. All these people, they have nothing to offer. Nda business. Nda irrelevant because of Biafra struggle. Nothing more, nothing less. They are blaming Maze Panjoko Nonime, whom they told you, no agent of Nigeria. The agent of Nigeria is now in Finland prison for the same cause, Biafra. White 20-year woman, according to this write-up now, is blaming Dr. Ngozi Arabeze. Magala Truma Nnamdi Kanu. Now, let me read out this thing to you. The only political solution, even before that political solution, the sentence of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the status will change. The only thing get me under USB declare. Now, let me read. I can certainly confirm the information that, no, I can certainly confirm the information about international law and the requirement for statehood, international law and the territory. No, under international law, a new country is not required to control 50% of its claimed territory before it can achieve statehood or seek international recognition. There is no minimum percentage required. Wait. No, sorry about that. I didn't mean to read that place. Let me start from here now. How USB declared recognition, that is if you support, and they change the status of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu sentence, life imprisonment, terrorism. Okay, change here. And what is the political solution you seek? When they come, they will tell you about Mandela. Mandela Potra. Ejiri Mandela will negotiate here. Now, waiting be this now. Cynthia Makamele. So the blame game continue. And I blame Dr. Ngozi Arabeze. and I blame Mazi Banjoko. Let us read the reason USB declared the only way IGG when what are the political solution you seek. Mazi Kelenna, please look for the program where Mazi Simon Epa said Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be as an exchange between Nigeria and the USB. Oh, I will try and look for it. Whoever that get it before me should send it to me. If I got it very clear. With this your comment now, this thing I now, or they go very clear. Some people are that exchange here. If I get what the exchange here, if I not gonna get now, then you may USB declared. You don't forget you are guilty. Because of you, come as the kind you went on born today. You are guilty. So before you support, ask them for document. Anybody who don't have that declaration document of November 29, you must not listen to the person. Okay, for this your comment now. If you have the video, please kindly send it to me. This your comment. This your comment now will confirm what I am about to read to you. In a political solution number of I say, or the idea. In an appeal, appeal, the only place it Gabi is near support now with the go beginning or miezibum or where two doctorato with USB declared. And this comment here confirmed it. Mazi Kelena, please look for the program where Mazi Simon Epa said Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be as an exchange between Nigeria and the USB. If Abo, Ife, Keifana, Nelson Mandela, after Yanga for 27 years, if I be for last, if I be for Nelson Mandela Petraro, if I be for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu Gapote Bero, Ke onye game no potara bia ya possible on Gima. In I got na on Gima boy game. Onye bana na akro political solution or the abia. No, but Abonandi Adranane, which I don't see it happening. Now let us read the part USB declared the play if you can support USB declared. I am not going to continue with that program of Eggman. I will come with it in some hours' time. We must continue. I am only praying to God for strength. We must continue and do well and share this very program. If you have not hit the like button, kindly do that. We have 184 people watching live. Only 129 have done that. At the number, touch the like button and we move. International recognition of a United States of Biafra, USB, would be the single most transformative factor that could lead to the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You got right. If you got right here, international recognition of a United States of Biafra, USB, would be the single most transformative factor that could lead to the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This scenario would fundamentally change his status from a domestic criminal facing treason and the terrorism charges to an internationally protected political figure whose detention becomes a matter of diplomatic dispute between two sovereign entities. Are you following? Here is how international recognition would likely compel his release based on historical precedent. 1. Legal and diplomatic transformation. A. The change in status from rebel to head of state, negotiator, once a major power or a significant bloc of nations, e.g., the African Union or the UN General Assembly, formally recognizes USB as a sovereign state The charges leveled against Kano by Nigeria becomes politically and legally complex. Nigeria would, in the eyes of the recognizing nations, be detaining the president, head of the state of a newly sovereign entity. Activation of state immunity in this scenario, Kano could claim a degree of state immunity from the jurisdiction of the Nigerian courts. His release would no longer be a judicial process, but a required step in state-to-state diplomacy to ease tensions, establishing borders, and negotiate a separation agreement. B. International isolation of Nigeria, sanctions, and the pressure countries that recognize USB would likely impose diplomatic or even economic sanctions on Nigeria, specifically targeted at securing Kano's release. His continuous detention would be framed as a hostile act against the leadership of a new state, making the political cost to Nigeria too high. Negative. Reframing the rendition, the unlawful extradition, the unlawful extraordinary rendition of Kano transfer from Kenya to Nigeria would be amplified on the international stage. An internationally recognized USB would have the legal standing to pursue international legal action against Nigeria for the kidnapping and the detention of its leader. 2. Historical parallels in release. The pattern set by other independence leaders shows that their release was. Mazikarena, after this program, try and get bitter cola. Hold it in your mouth for a long time, just to be sucking the float. It will help your voice and heal fast the pain. Thank you so much. I will do that immediately. I will do that. Thank you very, very much for the recommendation. And I continue. The pattern set by other independence leaders shows that their release was a precondition for transition or negotiation, a role Kano would assume upon recognition. Nelson Mandela, South Africa, he was released to facilitate a negotiation transition from the apartheid regime to a new democratic South Africa. His continued imprisonment was the greatest obstacle to peace. His release unblocked the political solution. Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, Bangladesh, he was released by the defeated Pakistan government immediately after the successful independence of Bangladesh. His release was necessary for him to take up the reins as the founding head of the new state. In the Biafra context, recognition would signal to Nigeria that the status quo of holding Kano is impossible. His release would become the mandatory first step in any internationally brokered settlement process, peace talks, border delineation, asset sharing between Nigeria and the new USB. Key obstacles, the reality of recognition. It is vital to note that international recognition of seceding entity is extremely rare because most countries prioritize territorial integrity to prevent their own regions from attempting to secede. Recognition usually occurs after a decisive military victory following a negotiated agreement with the parent state. In case of extreme long-term human rights abuses, where the international community feels compelled to grant remedial cessation, a very high bar, therefore, for the release mechanism to work the international recognition. of USB would have to be real and substantive, not just a symbolic declaration. Simon really did a great job for this Biafra freedom. I believe Nigeria rushed to convince Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because they are seriously worried about Simon's release and what he would do. Hence, the term obodo bonga adịghị echezi ife a ha na-eme bụ ife eji eme ya na-abụ ka ọ bụrụkwa pressure dị n'obodo bongo, serious pressure. A na-ekwu okwu na terrorist na ha chọrọ ime overall bongo. So bongo amapụta ozugbo gada aka na ife ndị be anyị kwuru, terrorist organization ndị be anyị kwuru, gadi ya aka were ya na aha ma terrorism ha magide ya na court were ya tụọ Maazị Nnamdi Kanu nga ka ọ dịkwa mba ụwa ka onye anọchata ha na terrorism ka ọ bụ na fa adịghị eteke ya lightly. And ife azọ ha ji wee mee ya bụ ka etinye ụjọ n'ime ndị na-ekwu okwu nwere onwe. Ịghọtago? Ọ bụrụ ma Maazị Banjo ka ọ pụta na dọkụmentị ya ka o ji ebido aka, o mere comment, somebody commented what Maazị Banjo said na Maazị Nnamdi Kanu na-aga eji ya wee kwuo okwu USB and ife a bụ ebe ọ na-ehead to. I told you a few days ago, n'oge na-adịghị anya, you will see reason to testify, you will see reason to thank God for USB redeclared. The reason you must support USB redeclared, political solution cannot come. Appeal ọ dị mma, o nwere ife ya apụta ya echọrọkwa m, mana USB redeclared ife ga-apụta ya enwetara recognition, ife ya apụta ya ka nna gị. The way your hatred by the side. From my comment section, somebody said that those that said that Maazị Banjoko is agent of Nigeria government, and now Maazị Banjoko is now in prison in Finland, they are accusing Maazị Banjoko of being the reason why Maazị Nnamdi Kanu was sentenced. Those claiming to be freedom fighter, they are accusing Dr. Ngozi Orebeze of being the brain behind the sentence of Maazị Nnamdi Kanu. If you like, continue listening to them. Support USB redeclared. The earlier, the better. You are guilty. Don't forget it. You are guilty. You are guilty. If you don't want to be guilty, support USB redeclared. If you don't want to be guilty, support USB redeclared. Maazị Nnamdi Kanu pụta ka nwere onwe that you seek ka ọ pụta. Very simple. The program of the Eggman, I must continue it in some hours' time. If you have a comment, join us at the studio. Make it snappy. 1 minute. 1 minute. We are in a fast lane. 1 minute. 1 minute. We are in a fast lane. Join us. 1 minute. We are in a fast lane. If nobody is coming on, prepare for the fundraising. Prepare for your support for USB redeclared. Hit the like button. Very, very important. Do well and share this very program. Do well and share this program. Do well and share this program. Do well and share this program. Very important you do that. Amaka Mele. Ijebe ije jeri na ba ya nadu. Obasanjo Wapiro. Somebody is here. Mazi Chigozie, greetings from here. Amaka Mele. Go ahead and make your point. 1 minute. Mazi Chigozie, can you hear me? No, he cannot hear me. He cannot hear me. He cannot. Can you hear me? Amaka Mele. Amaka Mele Ibo. We have 181. Only 147 have touched the like button. Do well. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Ekele m gị nwanne m nwoke daalụkwa. Ekele gị n'ezinụlọ gị isi ike kokema kontere m gị n'ezinụlọ gị mmaji dị nwa mmaji. Biafrans, ana m ekele m onye ọbụla niile na-asị Chukwu kama ma gọzie anyị chekwa anyị Dubai Majid bụ mmaji taa wụ fundraising biko ni everybody all Biafrans all the genuine Biafra unu bata na fundraising ekere ọrụ eke maazị Kelenna ka m gbapụ ya ọsọ cause time adịrọ no time to waste time Biafrans maazị Kelenna ikwutechele everything you have just said it all. You have hit the nail on the head. Everything you said from this your program, from the beginning to the end, it is the truth. Onwere monji were anya that obodo bongo ga-release onye ndu. Si onye ndu olawa. Even when they this judgment on the 20th, I have been saying it from the day one that I can see the handwriting on the wall. It is written. If Obodo Bongo can go up to the extent where they negotiate with Finland, can Finland do our PM Unga? Or I will say Obodo Bongo guy release the Onyendu Sialawa. Knowing very well that Finland are PM Unga on the same course of our terror. It's not done. It can never happen. Okay. And our PM Agbagba is from the day one. So every Biafrans that has been following this agitation from the beginning, are he supposed to be scared or supposed to be surprised on this case of Onyendu? Because PM Agbagba from the day one that Obodo Bongo can never release Onyendu. They will never release him. Because if they can go up to the extent to break international law by kidnapping our Onyendu from Kenya, you expect them to release Onyendu just like that? It is never going to happen. That what we release Onyendu, it is coming. And this is going to get released here, international document. Now. That's one when I said it in Humble Lions Brokers that onye hụrụ nwaanyị ka nwaanyị wu Dr. Ngozi Orabeze Yekelewie with all the cabinet, because these people, they have done what everybody today. Yes, we have the document, and that document is what we are all holding, because that document now, anywhere we are going now, any international place, I got the international court or international, any meeting now, I got, we have the document. And this is Obodo Bongomere to they only did it just to scare the all to go follow Biafra. Because I might say right now, the agitation and the Biafra nation has moved out from Onyendu hand, which Onyendu is not even there anymore. But we all know that till tomorrow, Onyendu is still our leader, and that is what they are trying. What are they trying to do? If anybody who can help us Biafra, so that scared, I don't want them to time me as a terrorist. Biafrans, once they call you a terrorist, it is a badge of honor. But because you did not do anything and you have never committed any crime. That is it. So Biafran, one day walk Kelenna that happened does what I Hipuka.
He said, I don't want to go Gozikwegi too. Maazị Banjoko arụsịa n'ọrụ niile. Now ka ga amazi template with template. Oh, you are not following template. Now ka ya ama template. And the only template with USB. Yetago and Dr. Ngozi Orabeze and ndị otu ya. Ife abụ ọrụ. Ife abụ ọrụ. Mana ife anyị na-ekpe n'ebere Chukwu nna gbaa unu ume nye unu ike n'enu ike. For the wise painted hair woman, I will look for the program. In some hours' time, we are coming. Oro can I remember? Let me just be strong. Oro can I remember? Because I actually have an easy work. Don't forget, the populating their population is a task that all must. Oh, a task I am back on. You got to know. So, manange wana work today. Go to the fundraising. Tinife. For you to shut their mouth. Ọ bụrụ ị ga-aga fundraising itinyere ife fa continue na-ekwu okwu anya na-ewepụta ya na-agbagharị gị go na fundraising ka fa kweta na ọ na-eme
that they may know that those that have seen the light of truth, they outnumber those that haven't seen it. Well, yes, Edwin, greetings from here.
Mazi Kelena, good morning, sir, and thank you for your good job.
Thank you.
Ending at your template.
Adana.
Comes when one is standing on the path of truth and not how did you put it? Undermining the truth.
Yes.
At your template. Because mgbe Mazi onye ndu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu na-anọghị ya, our prime minister batara to fill the gap. The only template I ji say because all kuna the path of truth. I head the na-esi. Ụfọdụ nwere ike na-ejela ọsọ gị na where we are always with you because it kuna the path of truth. Ụfọdụ na ha agbakwa mba Ngozi Oробeze asịkwa Ngozi Oробeze asịrọ because she refused to deviate from the path of truth. So, however, for this now, I have been thinking a lot of things. A lot of things have been going on in my mind because I follow the judgment in life. And at a time, now I wonder, okay, I go the judgment. Now, see, judgment here, I go like this. Or judge and I give back, or primary school, or can I go differ for hours. And I may get through your platform anyway. So, so far now, this life, I will follow him to the end. Although I would have left you something. So go ahead. So at the end of the day, intimidation. You must not do this. You must remove phone. You must. You see, and I got a it's like they want to scare us away, but it is too late. We have already gotten what we want. So, however, I just come to console myself with one thing. My consolation comes by being truthful to myself as well. That we are in the time of history where no one is real like as they used to be. Even in our relatives, they are no longer to be trusted. They can no longer to be, hope upon for anything, And everyone that comes around you when you are doing well are coming in around you based on what they can gain from you or how they can use you to elevate themselves. And the moment they got that elevation, they will find way to follow you negatively in order to bring you down. So, and this is what I've seen so far from the history of this struggle, from DOS, from Waziriko to this date, until the light shine through Obatobie. So, however, you could go everything. The only hope I'm now, even at home, people at home we have been communicating. And Hanina said, okay, we have to move on with Dr. Ngozi Oробeze. Thank God we are here now with the Biafra. So almost the rest, even some of them who sold their brother, who sold us to the Fulani Caliphate, and then Nukumad and the elite. One of them chatted me this morning. Oh, you chatting this morning, opposed to me some years ago. And when Nigeria said, when Joy has said, okay, Ojuku Kuriha about some decades ago, all no Ojuku not do today with us. Okay, we for Okuruna this video share. And you me again, this insecurity to where but na East. Who brought this insecurity to us? What led Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to form ESN? Because just no Hagan no form more ESN. So una your brothers. Now just party, enjoy yourself, but the whole beauty if the caliphate in our fight to stop have already been achieved. USB government is already up and running.
Thank you.
However, is sure governor or nobody is stopping you. President of Nigeria. That is okay for us. We don't know nobody is gonna fight you. But in as long as the commoners, the downtrodden, have felt that they have suffered enough. They need to be allowed to breathe. About more than 50 million of us says we want to breathe. Allow us to breathe. So you cannot, and to live, I have to breathe and to live. So he cannot stop me from living, because that is the essence of self-determination. So now that we have our mandate at hand, okay, final word, say, we are now waiting for you people to prove how you can stop an ideology by jailing one person, one individual who you believe is your obstacle. So leaving all the rest of us into bondage. So we want to see how that one will be possible. So my encouragement, like you rightly said, to the government of Biafra, the United States of Biafra, the same thing goes with the majority of everybody. One nina, you get home. You home, not from them. Before you attack in Dara, and then they use rumors in Nandikado to become popular on social media. And they use Rie to become a member of the Biafra government. I constitute nuisance, everywhere they find themselves. So whatever they say, we stand gidigbang with our Dr. Ngozo Rabeze and the Biafra cabinet. If you feel that well, you can join them. You can go to Orunanke Mazin and Kalu Keomere Kama. Soro, you make John a prisoner where we're happy. But as far as now, I draw happy with Otundi politician sides, see where place here the judgment, see where they arrive. We are not going to give up. And Mazin Nandekalo, through our effort, he will be released.
Thank you.
And because he has done a good job.
Thank you.
And thank you so much. Thank
you. No time. Greetings from here. Omakamele, grab the mic. We are in the first lane.
One more. Good afternoon.
Hello, sir.
One more. I like the local engineer in the house. I'm a note. Over Chineke very better. Over video na watch na watch na carry report one idiot person no lawyer ka ko ege katara mi this lady na guys am onuma na esu no believe bro na ka we me chaziri da bebe say ka na ya wanda da wepo mu ya na ma aju onye a na-ekwu okwu a obukwa woman being ọ chetakwara mgbe Nnamdi Kanu na-eyi si na-aga different places na-eyi na ihe a na-eme anyị na ọ bụkwa mgbe anyị buru egbe na akpụba anyị nke ọzọ kịta na ya na ime na-ekwu ihe anyị na-ekwu a na-egbu anyị mgbe fa jikwa sọsọ flag a na-egbufa every time fa pụtara na-egbufa so ọ bụ ka anyị na-egbu sọsọ anyị nwa ka fa chọrọ ka this lady chọrọ ọ ka a na-egbu sọsọ anyị ka a chọrọ then ihe Nnamdi Kanu na-ekwu kemgbe 2014 na ndị a na-abịa na o nwere group ya imaji karịrị this people a na-akpọ Boko Haram na this people ya take our forest na ya rape our young girls na ya eme nke all these things o kwuchara ya 2014 2015 today now what is happening that thing na-eme so na ọ bụrụgodo na ụlọ ha ga-afụ ụzọ ma ọ bụrụ na ụna dafụ ụzọ unu enwere ike ichetakwa na ụmụrụ mgbe ọ na-ekwu okwu a na-eti ya ka John the Baptist nọ n'ọzara na-eyi mkpu na enwere ike ichetakwa ya before fuze na ọkarịa na then ewesete Eastern Security Network ka e wee na-eche all our fans ndị nna anyị na-eje ọrụ a na-eme every time fa gafe buru eyi mebisinye niile gbuo ndị nke fa ya egbu okay o butere m so much na anyị nwesịrị mmadụ n'ala Igbo ediri ya na-eme because onye eziokwu na something will happen for something to ife ga-eme ka ihe wee mee mana the way ndị asị wee na-adụ anyị aka n'anya na-agwa anyị na onwe ife anyị ga-eme anyị enwesia people just personalities onwere ndị na-ekwu okwu I am so bitter. Esekpuru m ala n'abalị a wee sị na ọ bụrụ na nwoke a kpere nna gị ikpe a na ọ bụrụ na nwoke a na-akpọ Okomotochọ kpere ya ikpe a na ọ bụrụ na ọ dị ndụ from 91 years to kwa mara na ọ bụrụ Chineke sị ndị Nnamdi Kanu na nwoke a ya nwụrịrị adị na-ekpe ekpere ka ọnọdụ fụ Biafra ọ ya nwụrịrị so that ka egwu wee tụọ obodo Nigeria ka a mara na nwoke a habụrụ an ordinary somebody. O wutere m so much. And these people are one of the monsters. From one of the monsters they create. They don't know. Oh no, they can't Fulani na-ebusi egbe na-agbawusi ndị na-enwero nwa ndị na-ebusi indigenous people na-eklem na ba alụ ọgụ. Their fathers nyere father opportunity jere napụsị ndị nwere ndị dọbụbara a ga-echi onwe fachi napụsị onye ọbụla egbe dizie ụmụnne fa egbe fa ga-egbusi citizens. Ọ bụrụ na those citizens nwere egbe ekefa all this nonsense fa na-eklem na ba alụ ọgụ. CB o the old citizens egbe ka ifụ CB sonye ọbụla egbe ka ifụ ike a ha siri fa busi egbe anyị nwaji agbara aka fa na-egbuzi anyị na-eklemuzi na fa ma alụ ọgụ fa bụ isi anyị egbe ka anyị gbarazi ndị ike nsogbu adịrọ ndị a kireti the most fa na-ekireti. I'm going crazy.
Thank you, my brother. Don't go crazy. Calm down. Just take a cold water. I know there were many like you that is boiling. But if I am convert it to love. If you can love USB this way, to hear your support this way, that is the truth. That is the truth. That is that. Eze Chukike abịa ma nderi ya tụ egwu enyekere mmụọ n'elu mmụọ aka oburu ụzọ. Onye isi ndị mmụọ ozi oge ebule ya ụzọ bere ya azụ. Chukwu abịa ma nekwa USB redeclared, nekwa Dr. Ngozi Orabeze, nekwa cabinet members. Remove from them Jonah. Remove from them ndị ọjọọ. Remove ndị ọjọọ from them. Let things be easy for them. Let things be easy. That seems impossible, make it possible for them. Chukwu abịa ma na-ekele Nna TV ndị niile na-achụ anyị fa ga-ada. All that have been supporting Kelenna TV, may you help them. May you help them. All that have been supporting Kelenna TV, God, may you help them. Show them mercy, show them kindness, show them compassion. Show them that you alone is God. Bless and protect us this season. May your grace go before us. May you go before us, leveling every mountain, causing every crooked way to be straight. We pray and they call upon God to quickly enforce the consequences that await men that deliberately undermine the truth. We call on God to enforce that consequences. For those that need repentance, Chukwu grant it to them. But as many non-amen show them that you alone are God. You rose the affairs of man. Amaka Mele, stay blessed. Bye for now. Join us in some hours' time as we continue. Thank you.